Postal employees launched trade union action by reporting sick. Tense situation in Galenbindunuwava due to a delayed post-mortem examination. Decision on the MP post of Ranjan Ramanayaka on the 5th. Detail. The postal workers have launched an island-wide trade union action by reporting sick, citing several objections against the decisions reached by the Department of Posts.
Chairman of Sri Lanka Post and Telecommunication Services Union, Chintak Bandara, said the island-wide trade union action launched at midnight yesterday will continue till midnight today. The Postmaster General has issued a statement announcing the cancellation of all leave of postal workers. Our correspondents noted operations at the Central Mail Exchange had been halted due to the strike action.
We came to collect a parcel only to be told that there is a strike. We cannot collect our items.
These people are not available now, even for an emergency. The enrolling of officers to the postal department was carried out by a strong selection process. Lankapura candidates had to apply and sit for a competitive examination. Now the government has decided to take an interview into consideration and follow a system of 25 marks as well. At that point, there is a possibility that a candidate who has obtained the highest marks might be removed and replaced with one who got lower marks. This is entirely unsuccessful.
Operations at the main post office in Galle were also halted due to the strike action. This was the situation at the post office in Unawatuna this morning. Our correspondent noted post offices in Hatton were closed since the early hours, displaying a notice of objection at the premises. Activities at the main post office in Anuradhapura was also halted.
Sri Lanka has failed to sell 77% of treasuries offered at an auction yesterday with accepted for 12-month bills, where there is a ceiling of 5.12%.
The debt office sold 2.98 billion rupees of 3-month bills at 5.05%, up 1 basis point after offering 10 billion rupees. In 6-month bills, 7.2 billion rupees of securities were sold at 5.10%, up 2 basis points after offering 15 billion rupees. There were no sales of 12-month bills at 5.12%.
A new television channel, Haritha TV, was launched today by the Board of Trustees of the Sri Jinaratna Training Institute, affiliated to the Gangaramaya Temple in Hunupitiya.
The Haritha TV channel was launched under the patronage of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, and the event was graced by the Mahasangha and political representatives. The channel was launched with the intention of educating the people on the country's agriculture and the historical prosperity.
අද මේ ආරම්භ කරේ අපේ ගුරු දේවෝත්තම අපි කවුරුත් ආමන්ත්‍රණය කරන විදියට ගංගාරාමේ පොඩි හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේගේ කාලයක් ඉඳලා හිතේ තිබිච්ච
What we are witnessing today are the fruits of a seed that has been long planted in the mind of our Guru Devottama Thera of the Gangaramaya temple, whom we all know very well. Agriculture has a separate ministry, a cabinet position, as well as other institutions attached to the ministry dedicated towards it. Many individuals across generations have made great efforts towards the development of agriculture in this country. However, when looking at countries like Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam and Myanmar that came alongside us, those countries were able to add significant percentages of increments of these profits to their gross domestic income. According to my knowledge, what mainly contributes to our GDP is what the foreigners introduced to us. Tea. Apart from 2 or 3, most of our fruits and vegetables have not achieved export standards. Therefore, it was evident to us that the government has great enthusiasm for this. So we decided what we, as a place of religious worship, can contribute to this effort. This is not just another religious channel. Every channel starts and ends the day with Pirit chanting. However, this program aims to move forward in developing a strong agriculture-based economy with a solid foundation of religion.
ආගමික පසුබිමක් තුළ යහපත් කෘෂි ආර්ථිකයක් කරා යන්නයි මේ වැඩසටහන.
Minister of Industries Vimal Weerawansa says Made in Sri Lanka concept was destroyed due to certain political decisions. He made these remarks during an event held in Colombo yesterday. The inauguration of a dawn of an era made in Sri Lanka was held yesterday.
977 ඒ ආර්ථික සුලිකුණාටු ආවේ කොහොමද?
What is the root cause of the economic crisis in 1977? The country during 1970 to 1977 was governed by the United Front, a government that promoted and valued local entrepreneurs, a government that prioritized our forefathers. Within that government, there was a person by the name of Felix Dias. He decided to cut ties with the left parties and govern the country solely by an SLFP government. First, they took measures to weaken the Sri Lanka Samasamaja Party. After that, they cut ties with the Communist Party. Then in the year 1977, Junius Jayawardena won the election and the number of seats held by the SLFP was reduced to 8. From that point onwards, a journey of feeding off from foreign countries replaced the Made in Sri Lanka concept. That is the kind of politics that destroyed the local industries in the country and brought foreign products to the local market. Through that error of judgment, a free trade economy was introduced to the country. The uniqueness and the identity of the local products was also fully destroyed. There could be politicians like Junius Jayawardena and Felix Dias in the modern era as well. And we can drive the Made in Sri Lanka concept forward if we can clearly understand them.
ඒගොල්ලෝ හරියට හඳුනගෙන ඔළුව කල්පනා කරලා ගමන ගියොත් තමයි මේඩ් ඉන් ශ්‍රී ලංකා ජයග්‍රාහී අනාගතයක් කරා ගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ.
More news from the political sphere. Former Member of Parliament Bimal Ratnayaka strongly criticised the challenges faced by the current government during an event in Akaraipattu today.
දේශපාලනය කොච්චර වේගෙන් වෙනස් වෙනවද කියනවා නම්
The speed at which politics is changing is unimaginable. It has been 16 months since the president has been appointed. He recently made a visit to Pitabaddara Matara. He goes there and tells them not to let him down like they did to President Mahinda Rajapaksa in 2015. He was appointed for 60 months or 5 years. He has only been in 16 months with 44 months to go. However, now the president himself has realized that he is going to be defeated. Otherwise, why would he make such a statement regarding the defeat of his brother? This is not all. If you are aware that a large number of monks in politics work towards bringing President Gotabaya Rajapaksa into power. I saw a monk making a statement recently that the government has not failed. Why has it come to a situation where even the monks have to make such statements? Because they have indeed failed. Whether a government has failed or not is up to the people to decide.
මොකද ආණ්ඩුවක් ෆේල්ද නැද්ද කියලා කියන්න ඕනේ කවුද? රටේ මිනිස්සු.
ජනාධිපතිතුමාවත් තනි කරලා ගහන්න හදනවා.
They are trying to corner the president and attack him for wrongdoings he has not committed. They are tarnishing his name and reputation. The opposition cannot be blamed for pollution. They dragged the story on sugar and gave it publicity. They are all lies. Now they are dragging some of coconut oil issue. The government does not bring coconut oil. Businesses do. They are talking as if it was the president himself who went and brought coconut oil down. If the oil is not of good quality, re-export it or else destroy it. That is how it has been done in the past. The Gajabah Regiment Initiative Shake Hands 1, the joint field training exercise with Pakistan and Sri Lanka Army members, came to an end yesterday at the Gajabah Regimental Centre in Saliyapura.
The event was attended by the High Commissioner of Pakistan, retired Major General Muhammad Saad Khatak, and General Shavindra Silva, Chief of Defence Staff and the Commander of the Sri Lanka Army. As a final exercise, troops rehearsed mock attacks on insurgents' hideouts. They observed movements in the counter-terrorist environment before they swooped on the terrorist hideout.
මේ රටවල් වල හමුදාවන් ගත්තම
Now the armed forces of our countries have been targeted by extremist terrorist activities. Military exercises like this improve the relations between the two countries as well as the cooperation between the armies. By carrying out missions like this, Sri Lanka can pass on the experience gained over 3 decades to Pakistan.
හමුදාවේ බට පිරිස් වලටත් ලබා දීමේ හැකියාවක් ලැබෙනවා.
The Satyagraha staged by the farmers in Valsapugala on the 18th of January 2021, urging the government to gazette the proposed wild elephant management reserve, to set aside sufficient forest area for the wild elephants to minimize the human-elephant conflict entered its 74th day today.
The Satyagraha initiated by the Valsapugula farmers requesting a solution to never-ending human-elephant conflict continues. A wild elephant encroached a paddy field in close proximity to the protesting site last evening as well. Villagers engaged in efforts to chase the elephant away.
Several Satyagraha campaigns are carried out in Valsapugula, Mahayanganaya, Madavachya and Galgamua. What are these farmers requesting? They are not demanding lands and they are not requesting compensation. They are urging the authorities to protect the forest and stop destroying it. Uninvited creatures who leave the forest will leave the village and encroach the forest. While these creatures eat the harvest, they will also get shot, eat firecrackers, get acid attacks and are subject to many other situations. They don't like what they eat. Therefore, we shall provide the environment and space for the animals as to how it is required. The government earns more than 900 million per annum in tourism related to elephants. Aren't they supposed to at least spend 200 million rupees on behalf of these elephants? The Satyagraha campaign organized demanding solutions to the human-elephant conflict continues in several areas today as well.
Today marks the 15th day of the Satyagraha campaign commenced in Mahayanganaya demanding solutions for the human-elephant conflict. This campaign began in support of the Satyagraha campaign organized by farmers of Valsapugala. The Vice Chairman and members of the Mahayangana Pradesh Sabha joined in to support the Satyagraha that is currently being held in Mahayanganaya. The Satyagraha organized demanding scientific solutions for the wild elephant conflict marks its 16th day today. The Socialist Youth Association visited to support the Satyagraha that is currently underway in Galgamua. Meanwhile, farmers cultivating in surrounding villages of Madavachya joined the Satyagraha currently being staged in Madavachya, which entered its 13th day today.
The Thurukapakaru movement continues for its 6th day today, focusing on the areas of Bandaragama and Kalutara. News First Naveksha Gunasekara reports.
Today we are here in Bandaragama at the Dharma Chakra Children's Foundation for the Thurukapakaru campaign. It's the 6th consecutive day of the Thurukapakaru campaign by Eslon together with MTV MBC Networks together with News First Gammadda and the Sri Lanka Scouts Association. Now as you can see behind me, over 100 scouts have come together to be a part of this initiative today. Now what's special about this program is we will be planting over 25,000 plants across the country, and each plant will have a specific QR code which will be monitored through a specific app that's developed specially for this campaign. So stay with News First as we hope to bring to you more from this. For the News First team, I'm Naveksha Gunasekara reporting to you from Bandaragama.
The Court of Appeal decision on the application filed by Ranjan Ramanayake seeking an order preventing any action on his parliamentary seat will be delivered on the 5th of April. The decision was to be announced on Wednesday. However, as it was not ready, Court of Appeal President Arjun Obesekara and Justice Mayadu Nekoria ordered for the decision to be delivered on the 5th of April. On the 12th of January, the Supreme Court found Ranjan Ramanayake guilty of contempt of court and sentenced him for 4 years in rigorous imprisonment. Thereafter, Ranjan Ramanayake filed a writ application with the Court of Appeal requesting for an interim order to be issued preventing the attempt to make his parliamentary seat vacant. Meanwhile, a group of employees of the examination department engaged in a protest today. They were protesting against a delay of the daily overtime payments. When inquired, the Commissioner General of Examinations, Sanat B. Pujita, said that the funds required for the daily OT payments has been requested from the Treasury. He added that the payments would be done as soon as the funds are received. From that, we bring to a close this edition of Lunchtime News on TV1. For details of the stories and much more, simply log on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. For the News First team, I'm Martin Satyanesan, along with producer Chaturanga Hapuarachi. You have yourself a wonderful day.